Hi viewers, welcome to Majesty Christian Television Network. My name is Apostle Helen Rudokeno, coming to you live on Majesty Christian Television Network. We have another edition, and I believe that in this edition you are going to enjoy it. The topic tonight is on creation of new Ghana regions, a political or real necessity. Regions out of the existing. A 19-member Brobbey Commission holding consultative meeting recommended the Ghana government new regions. Regions have become a reality. Along the line, however, it seemed that not all parties were support of the split up of the existing region into the new. There has been a lawsuit too. So the new regions are the OT, the Ahafo, Brong-East, Western North, Northeast, and Savanna. We in the diaspora, we want to try and make sense out of all these developments. By weighing the pros and cons of these developments, we want to assess whether what has taken place was a real or simply a political necessity. So join us, watch us, learn and contribute via YouTube or the WhatsApp on 0626046432 or watch us live on Facebook Voice of. Feel free as well give us a call on the studio line which is 31203374. So that is it. Our guests tonight are our community in the diaspora. So I welcome each and every one of you to Majesty TV.
Thank you.
Would you be kind to just say who you are in one just second? Tell our audience who you are, your names, and where you are coming from, and then we just can start. If we Ben, start. I start with you.
Okay. My name is Ben Adeli. I am the chairman of the People's Liberation Council of Western.
Okay.
Residents.
Right. Welcome, sir. All right, sir.
Well, Osrobi Nitaki is my name. I am a social commentator here in Amsterdam, and that's all about me.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, my name is Ahafo Dela, and I am the vice chair of the NDC in Amsterdam.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, sir.
My name is Ruth Boning. I just want, I come from region.
Okay.
So we are some people who didn't agree for the division.
All right. Yes. Thank you.
Mr. Prince Baka from Western Togoland.
Oh, wow. All right. And then?
My name is Nidapa from GHT Holland in Amsterdam.
Yes. So viewers, you can see that we are really loaded, and these are men of substance and also women of substance. So join us freely, give us a call, chat us, tell us you about this very topic. Is it really a political or a real necessity? Now, my first question, remember, we are right. We are here to discuss freely. And I'm not going to be calling you speak. We speak spontaneously, okay? And then when I raise my hand, please stop. Right. So the first question goes, find out your take on the creation of the new regions. Was it a real necessity or a political motivated? So in your own school of thought, what do you think?
My point is, first of all, I think the government decided to divide the region out of political adventure.
Oh, okay.
And very clearly from the word go, there were lawsuits about the division until the end. Even on the last day of the referendum, there was a lawsuit that is decide what they want to do.
Okay, so what you are saying here is that people were not in support, is that?
Yes, majority of the people really were not in support. It's so-called referendum with a lot of what they like to do. Fraud, that you can see somebody, a returning officer, putting a lot of papers into the basket and dumping it and shaking it. It's everybody saw it. And did not even allow the media to see how the voting was going on.
In this modern time, wow. Oh, let me hear from other school of thoughts.
Well, in my estimation, when I was in Ghana, I was privileged to travel from, or to drive from Accra to Takoradi, to Takwa, and then to Bogoso, Asakragwa, and to Enchi, and then drove back. And the condition of the road network from Takoradi going to the western north is nothing to write home about. The road is very, very bad. Indigents of the northern western region travel or trek through this treacherous route to Takoradi, secondly, for every little thing that they do natively. So this question of creation of regions has been on the drawing board for quite a long time.
Okay.
And successive governments failed to actually bring it into fruition. Secondly, I was a policeman, and one to call him Mr. J.C. Impra, he was my regional commander in Tema, where I worked. I heard him advocating for the creation of the Volta North region, which is known now as the region. And besides that, I was privileged to travel to Asukuma Junction, to Hohoi, and then to Jasikan, as far as to Pasa. So I know the condition of the road network there. And in Ghana, everything is, narrowed down to regional capitals. So, if there is a need, and these indigenes there are advocating for creation of a separate region for them, obviously, there are going to be regional hospitals, headquarters.
Of course.
The
new infrastructure will come in. That's what you want to say.
There,
okay.
And to save them the burden of having to travel daily, even from the Volta Western North, you have to travel to Second-B and sleep overnight, attend to your mission, and then the following day, before you can go back, because you can't come and do what to do and return the same.
Okay.
So, in my estimation, they're absolutely for the creation of the regions.
All right, it's good. Okay, so that is to your own. Yeah, right.
Yeah. I want to state here that I am not here representing the views of my party. I'm going to talk as somebody coming from the Volta region.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Well, when the question was, the question came up that they wanted to divide the Volta region, some of us may think it was unnecessary, in the sense that government places are to be developed through the district councils. So you can see that even the government, you can see that they have this district common fund, which means that monies are sent especially in the Volta region. Nobody prevented any government from developing the place. Nobody, you can choose to build a hospital in Ketekrachi. Nobody is preventing the government from doing that. So it's the government saying that they have to create a region they can develop the place? No. So they cannot construct a first-class road from Asikuma to Krachi. If this road cannot be constructed, then it doesn't make sense. We live in Europe. How many times have you heard, we were in Holland, how many times do they create more regions in Holland? No. Work of the government to provide necessity to the people. Somebody said they have to build new police stations. The government can decide to send a police station to any part of Ghana without necessarily creating a region. So for me, I think the NPP just wanted to create a T region whereby, because the no voter region is the powerhouse of NDC, this is where the NDC gets their votes from. So when they create that scenario, they'll be able to penetrate. So for me, to be frank with you, I think the creation of the region, so far as voter is not necessary at all. Thank you.
Yeah, but for me, I having seen voter region staying the way it is till now, and then when you look at it, even me being somebody just married around that area, so every year to Africa, and every year we visit those areas, I don't see development coming. Then I will ask my husband, how come? How come development is not coming to this side? That these people are not opening their mouth to at least demand for what they want. So I look at it as maybe a region that has been neglected for a very long time. So that being aside, I also know that if you want to take infrastructure to different areas, there's also the necessity to have a creation. Because if you do not have a creation, there won't be any multiplication. So I believe that the creation of those other regions, they are also very necessary in a way that it is going to force, it's going to compel the infrastructures which are lacking in those areas to begin to come. So you made mention of Poland, and you are asking many times, but if you look, they have 12 regions in Holland as well, and before they cover these regions, they started with 6 before they went to 12. All right, so now they've reached 12 and they feel okay, that's where they want to. We never can know, maybe in the near future, whether there's going to be regions they are going to cover. Like from Nigeria, we started with 12 states or 20 something, now they are 30 something. And those things, let me just say something. Those things have brought development down to the grassroots, because before we had just some few universities, but now we have so many universities that even from the grassroots you can send your children as well. For me, if I look at it from the terms of development, I would think it's a development, except maybe political motives which are hidden. So continue, please.
Well, for me to continue this discussion, the thing is, some regions applied or wanted to be divided because it's too big. Mm-hmm. They are not agitating. Okay. The only region that is agitating is the Volta region, because they think it's small. They think they don't need division. They just want districts to be developed. And according to the Ghana Constitution 2.5, there is mandatory allocated for districts, okay, not regions. Yeah. So they want districts to be created at the northern part of the Volta region. Okay. They want districts. So when the government came in and said he wants to create a region and change the name of that sector, that section into OT, which is not Volta region at all, they said, no, we don't want you to divide our land. We want just districts. So they take this into court, and they were all the court cases were thrown out because the judges are being paid by the government. So it means the people that voted this MPP government into power, they don't have any say. This is a classic case in the Bible when the Bible says the princes are walking.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So now they created 12 districts in the Ashanti region. They gave Ashanti region $12 million already.
Oh.
And they create 0 region in the Volta region, 0 region in the Western, 0 region in the Greater Accra region. And the Ashantis have their 12 million already. And they've created division in the Volta region.
That's very bad. Yes. And this is the African countries. They go about doing this divide and rule system. The people that voted you in, I don't know why in our political system we don't like to lead them. But the voice of the people are the voice of the masses. But in Africa, it's not just that. When people find themselves in position, then they usurp that destiny and then they march down on the people, which is very wrong.
One thing I know about this division is about Volta region itself. It's a country by itself, union to Ghana for 50 years. And after that 50 years, we will decide what to do, either to live with them or not. And we stay there for 61 years. No, so they know if they divide the country into 2, we will not have the chance to have independence. So that is all this politics.
Okay, you are saying now you are becoming Biafra?
Yeah.
Hey, this is
we have to go straight to the point. We have to go straight to the point.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Do you have works to run another country? Because
in the country.
I mean, you have what it takes. Because it's very easy to say. It's very easy.
It's very easy to say. It's union to Ghana for 50 years. Now 50 years is and no development.
Exactly. You
and
kept quiet for a long time.
The country.
You kept quiet for a long time. 50 years. You kept quiet for a long time.
Yeah.
So if you divide now, what name are you gonna answer? For me, I like it that you are voting. What are you going to answer?
They are trying to develop.
New Togoland?
Yeah,
we are going back to Togo?
We are Western Togoland.
Oh, please.
No.
Let one person speak so that
Togoland. So we are trying.
No, sir, speak.
Oh, no, are you done?
When you finish, you speak. When you finish.
So this they are trying to divide the country in a sense of we will never get our independence anymore. That is what they are doing. And even the mineral resources on the ground, that is why they are fighting for this.
It's becoming interesting. Really?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You know what? I'm really happy I'm the last person to touch on this. The reason why I'm saying that is it went there and it's now saying because I heard what each and everyone have said.
Yes.
And for me, if I listen to what everyone said right now, I can see those people having problem with this referendum. Because if you listen to the opinions from my fellow people, I know they are all from the Volta region. For me, in my personal view, I think creating the new regions is of good cause. And it wasn't the government, because one of the panel made mention of the government coming out with this referendum thing and the regions, but it wasn't the government who came out with this, because if you track history, as the other man was saying, this have been on paper for a long time, and even before the 2016 elections, the NDC even came out and was campaigning that when they come on power, they were going to create additional 5 regions. That means it has been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And fine, when we come, we are also going to create 6 in addition. and now they are in power and they've done it. This was pushed by the chiefs and the opinion leaders in various regions. As Our Lady was saying, she made mention of people put petition in front of the government that they needed their region to be divided. That means the people were pushing it, and the government did not went on creating these new regions, but rather he appointed a member committee to also go and seek for public opinions. Those living in that region was, we have to come out with a referendum so that we can create these new regions. And Efoben was saying something like it was everywhere that they put papers that have been there was a corruption in the the voting, and he made mention of the media not allowing to be part of what went on. So I want to ask him, how did he got to know that people were doing this around if the media was not allowed there? Because it's the media who are bringing out all these issues. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I do.
Even when you go to the statistics and the results of what happened at the referendum in voter region, I have mine here, the OT region, 366,481 people registered and 323,708 voted. That is 88.33%.
Exactly.
So where are these people coming from? And I want them to come out with the evidence telling us that what happened there was fake. That will make us believe. And I don't see why they have a problem, because before we came here, we were just asking some people online to find out their opinion about this issue also. And one made mention of their king. The king is in the voter region, because people hold him in high esteem and they cherish him as a king in the voter region. He thought some of his power were going to be taken from him. That is why these people are standing against this referendum. And in the first place, what I don't understand is, if you think you are not in favor of this, why did you even went to the polling station to vote at first?
Exactly. That is a very good question.
Well, the thing is this. No, the thing is, when the people want to vote, voter region say they don't want to vote. In the constitution, the whole region has to vote. You don't take only small part of the region and then say, I'm taking this part, so these people should vote. That is what happens.
I think we just pick it here. You asked me some few questions. Number one is that there was fraud. Today, in the world, everything that you do, people watch you.
Okay.
It doesn't. You don't need the mainstream media to tell you what is going on. There were videos taken by people who doesn't belong to the main media. The main media was not allowed. The police commander in the voter region asked the media to go away from the polling areas. The police commander, Mr. Ku, asked to leave the police station area and go to the collection center where they will bring the results. So the videos that came out from people, individuals, who make videos of what's happening live, where one person is just opening the booklet and thumb printing continuously. Really? And then another video of a returning officer carrying a lot of ballot papers, putting it in the envelope. So many of them, you see it yourself. From there, he carried it, dumped it into the box, shook the box, and went and sat down.
Sir, Jerry Rollins, is he not from this side?
Yes.
He's from here.
Not, so is he not watching? They didn't see this thing that you saw?
All these things.
This is
they are trying to bring this matter to the court. But in all the cases that have been sent to the court, they always lose. Why? Because government is in charge.
No. Of course.
No.
Yes. Government in power.
Government is in charge. Let me finish.
Yeah, okay.
Let me finish.
Finish your point first.
I think you asked me to wrong. The world watching us. It is not about NDC. It is not about NPP. But it is about the way we are behaving. Our behavior is so bad in Ghana these days that we ourselves, we are of some of the things we do. See, and they know it's the truth. So we sit down here, if we sit down here and we pretend as if we don't know what happened in the T region, then it is wrong. Let us try to see how best we can solve these problems. And under the carpet.
Yeah, because if we sweep it under the carpet and they eventually create this OT or whatever it will come, it will stay.
Number two. My number 2 point is, I already said I am the chairman of the People's Liberation Council of Western Togoland. What does that mean? We are determined that we want to see the agreement between, which is now Ghana, and the people of the Western Togoland. And that is now Western Togoland. Why? The United Nations decided normally the British has to take us through a process whereby we elect our leaders and then we form a government. They said the country was too small to be on its own. So we should make a referendum and our existence will only be good if we are with Ghana. That is what the British people said. And there was a referendum. That referendum was but I don't want to dwell on the referendum because referendum in African countries is false. Like what happened in Ghana now. This referendum, he knows that it's false. Western Togoland. Ghana. Because we went through plebiscite. We were not it was a referendum. The conditions were that there should be an agreement between Gold Coast and British Togoland to come together. When they made the referendum, yes, won, like they say, we are asking for the union agreement till today. What brought us together? We are not saying that we are not part of Ghana. We are saying that we were brought together as a state. The British Togoland is a state by itself. God is a state by itself. These two countries decide to come together to form Ghana. And there should be a union agreement. There should be a union constitution. All BLC is asking for is agreement. If it is not good, let us review it. So, if there is none, let us write one.
Okay.
That is all we are saying.
At least I've heard a little bit about what you are saying. So, but my question is this. You are the chairperson.
Yes.
Are you the only person, are you in the diaspora? How effective do you think you can be as a chair?
We have Secretariat is in the bottom.
Okay.
Or in Western Togoland.
Yeah.
We have a complete secretariat there.
So this movement...
Why the executive or the chairman is here outside the diaspora is most of the time when they start agitating, there is always that blockade. They talk to the leaders, they bribe them, we know. They give them incentives, and then it dies natural death, slowly. It has been happening for years. This agitation to separate from Ghana, or see this agreement I'm talking about, or this referendum, or union agreement, has been there since day one.
So, from all the governments that have come and gone, they were not able to release
the union agreement.
Yeah, they were not able to. And you guys have been putting up. You've been tolerating it. Okay, why is this one totally different now? That it's like
after so many years, when Kwame Nkrumah was making this program, Kwame himself was thinking that, you see, when you marry and you are treating your wife nicely, your wife will not ask you, but you marry me, we put some agreements together that we will live nicely together. But if you're not treating her well, then she will wake up one day and call the elders to ask, oh, my husband or my wife, why is it that this marriage is so rough? That is what is happening. Because when you start from Kita to Boku in the north, you will see how the people are poor. We are the poorest region.
A campaign to tell your people, I don't want you to come. Did you carry because
they come in there?
Yes.
The is situated around people who they've petitioned the government. So that is the only area you can campaign.
And they were not even, people were not able to go there.
And the the no vote, those who said they don't want it, were not even allowed to campaign. They were intimidated.
Were you there? Did you see?
Yes.
It's all over.
It's all over.
What video?
You want to have a video?
Because
don't let us
but
argue.
where is what is doing?
Please, my problem is the issue. The issue is at court now. Yeah. So if you want to win a case, so with what Foben is saying, you don't have laws in Ghana. The judges
the
and
laws
the lawyers
are not working.
They are not working. You see, when it comes to
let him speak.
When it comes to something that is not in your favor, that is what people always say.
Yeah, because it's not working.
You said the video is everywhere and people have seen it. Yeah. So when you go to the court, you go with this evidence, and we have a lot of media personnel.
You bring it to UN as well.
You understand?
Yeah.
So can these people, after seeing this, can they say that we are not going to agree to what you are saying, or what you are saying is false?
We will come back to this part.
You made mention of
after the court case.
For us taking NDC out of this. But please, I want to correct something.
No, I did not say.
I want to correct something.
Let him speak. I did not say take NDC out of it. I said the NDC and the NPP, they are the same things. The two parties, big police Ghana, they are the same things. None of them will do any better thing.
Are you sure?
Yes.
None.
So who is coming to develop Ghana?
That's why the people of Western Togoland want to live there. Because the place is so corrupt that the people themselves don't know what to do anymore.
But the fact is this, if you do not have voice, how would you go out? Because you will only be backing at the background.
That is it.
And that's what is happening now.
Because how many times did they send these cases to court?
And they threw the case.
They threw the court the case away.
I say this here? Please, the subject matter in question now is about creation of regions.
Yes.
And not the agitation of Transvoter Togoland or whatever it is.
Yes.
It is not the issue at stake today.
Yes.
The issue for discussion today is creation of new regions.
Yes.
Whether it is beneficial or not. If people have personal sentiments about leaving Ghana and going back to Transvoter Togoland, it's a different issue altogether. Our meeting here today, we are to discuss the creation of the regions.
Of course.
Please let us narrow the issue.
We are discussing the creation, but to be in favor of the creation. And there are others who are not in favor, so we don't need to bottle them up. They must, they have to.
The discussion is that, all right, but the truth is that these things came from somewhere to be grouped into this creation. And that is the reason why it's only the Volta region who are saying no.
Why?
There is a reason. And that reason is a state.
It's a state by itself.
It cannot be a state in Ghana. Ghana is a state and
No.
Volta will be a state in the state.
You want to grab our
No, this is illusion. It's illusion. How can you be a state in a state, in a country?
No, that's
It's illusion.
Madam Host.
No.
Madam
I
Host,
think
if you
it's
listen-
illusion.
The region,
Yeah.
the region, the culture, the people is one.
Is it not in Ghana?
But they have
No, but
different
I
Are we not all
languages.
Ghanaians?
I agree
No, we are
with
not
you.
all
We are not
Ghanaians.
We are not.
Prior to
not
this
Ghanaians.
referendum,
We are not.
we have the Volta Regional House of Chiefs,
Yeah.
which has been in existence.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Togbi Afede
Yeah.
is the president of the National House of Chiefs.
Chiefs. Yeah.
So he's a very prominent person. In the inception of the committee set up to seek views from indigenes of the Volta region concerning this referendum, he initially came out to speak against the creation of the Oti region. Togbi Afede.
Thank you.
Later on,
Later on. What happened
even
then?
prior to the referendum,
Yes.
he succumbed and kept quiet and said, we must give the people at the Oti region the right to decide whether they want to be part of the whole Volta region or they want a separate region. That is why I heard the Krachura, Nanampra, advocating that for years they have been advocating and fighting for a separation because every time they have to travel from the northern part of the Volta region to Ho to come and transact business, and it's really affecting them. You see, the issue of creating of this region has been there years ago, not because of this referendum. And
I'm coming back in again. The truth is that you said we want to talk about the division of the region.
Yeah.
We should stick there. But the truth is that when you look at where you are calling now, like Krachi and Kwata area there, what is preventing them from coming to Ho? The problem is we don't have the road network. If you are traveling from Ho to Krachi and that road is very good, in an hour's time, you are there. So if you go to create that region there, are they going to jump to reach there if there are no roads? If there are no roads, are they going to jump and go to Krachi or go to Dambai if there are no roads? The road network is not there. The Eastern Corridor Road was not made.
But the question
That is the
also
problem.
is, why is it that all the governments that have come in session, they never take cognizance of that?
Okay,
Please.
listen to
Why?
this.
What? Excuse me.
The NDC
Excuse
has
me.
been in
That is
power
why-
for 8
excuse me,
years.
that is why-
And the Volta region is their World Bank.
Listen.
What prevented them from developing the whole Volta region as an entity?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Why? So that's the issue.
Okay,
what is
NDC
what
was
is
in
wrong
power for 8
here?
years.
But-
And
but
the
what
Volta
is-
region is their World Bank.
Okay.
They
Let me hear
refuse
from
to
you.
develop
Let me
the
hear from
Volta
you.
region.
Speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Sir, wait.
government will come in power and take care of Volta region because it's a state by itself. They know one day we are going to leave the country.
Okay.
Oh.
Then
Yes.
if it is a state of its own,
Yeah.
then they should develop themselves.
That is why we
Yeah,
are
that's what
going
we are saying.
You don't have the resources. You don't have the
you don't have
manpower.
We
resources.
have
We
resources.
have
No, you don't have the manpower. Manpower that you will set yourself free.
We have.
And you know
manpower.
why
No,
I say
That is why we are starting the process.
We are not starting.
This is
We are starting the process.
Yes, we are not starting.
About somewhere last year. And
That's only
for
this.
the
They
succession
didn't
of the
develop
Volta
the
region.
place.
Mama,
We have
none
started
of the
it.
government
Yeah.
will come
And
and
like
do it.
every
have to
woman
do it.
about
No.
80-something years was arrested and charged for advocating for the secession of the Volta region.
Yeah.
And then people have to step in and plead on his behalf. And then he was released.
It's not true. It doesn't go like that. When the old man was arrested, they took him to court for treason.
Yeah.
Government back
Exactly.
out.
It's treason, really.
Government back out.
Yes.
Government dropped the case.
Because you and
Because
law
they
says
know-
we are free
Because,
to
because they knew if they go far to go to a different. Every day when there's court section, you see the crowd which they want to hear. And this is what level. Because when they arrested this old man and the group, the younger generation or the youth, they said, what is happening? Some of them have never heard this thing before. Yeah. Then they started going to court. They want to hear. Government dropped the case. Government did not go to the case. Government did not. They dropped the case and released the people. They should have this case.
Ben, please.
They did not.
My question of
How can you arrest somebody for treason and then you just drop the person?
for several years?
You kept quiet.
And even during the voting, these people went out to vote in their numbers.
Exactly.
Forget.
Then when you
For
come and say,
years,
they will tell you there was a corruption in
has
that.
been part of Ghana.
Yeah.
Nobody agitated the region from Ghana. Until recently, when this creation of the new regions came up, then even proud, then they started this.
But why would they like to divide the
Because
country?
you don't want to
country,
be.
it's a state by
Nobody is
country.
developing one.
Region is not a country.
It's
It
a
is a
country.
region of Ghana.
Yes.
It's not
It's a
Ghana.
region, it's not a
It is
country.
from-
Volta
West-
region.
If you're a country, you have
United
the
Nations
president.
President.
Yeah, and
It's
also
a
the
state by
West
itself.
Africa.
Volta
It's a
region
state
is
by
part
itself.
No,
of
if you're a
Ghana.
Not only
It's a
Volta
region in
region.
Ghana.
It's
My
a
dear
lot
brother,
of
when I
people-
went
a
to
lot of
school,
people-
I did not hear anything about voter region being a
A
state.
country. That is not a country.
Yes.
Not Volta
Or a
region.
country.
That is
Not
where you
Volta
have to
region
read.
alone.
That is where you have to read.
Well, then that
Not
means my
Volta
teachers did
region
not
alone.
teach me well.
Yes.
Yes.
What are you telling
You have
me?
to read.
Yes, of
In
course.
Ghana, and we have state in
That is what.
Ghana.
That is where
No,
you have
people
to
are
read.
watching us. Please, let us know
Yes.
if we have region
Look, let me tell you.
state in Ghana.
Exactly.
Let me tell you.
Text
Let us
us.
know.
Let me tell
Text
you.
us.
Everybody-
Let us
Volta
know.
region.
whole
The
world
world
is
is
not.
watching.
It's a
It's
state
not.
by
It
itself.
is.
You have to
No,
read.
it's not Volta
Excuse me,
region
sir.
alone.
Excuse me. It's becoming very chaotic.
Yes.
But the fact is this: if you have fact,
Yes.
and the Volta region is a state of its own or a country of its own, it must be obvious. It's not something that must be hidden.
No.
I mean,
not
I
Volta
mean,
region alone.
everybody have to know.
Almost
Okay.
half of
Because if
Ghana.
you have a knowledge which is only known by you, it's not
It's
not
not by
knowledge.
me alone.
You see?
Madam, please.
uh,
We have
so,
the
wait,
Volta
I'm-
regional minister.
Wait, I've not
We
finished.
have
I've
the
not
Volta
finished.
regional police commander.
I've not
We
finished.
have the Volta regional.
I've not
It's your
finished.
fault. Tell them it's not Volta
Excuse
region.
me. Excuse me.
the hospitals
What
of
is
Ghana
it?
government.
What is it that led to the setup of the
Yeah,
Brobbey
it's a
Commission?
country.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
What led to the setup of the Brobbey Commission? What led to the setup of this Brobbey Commission? What was it that led? Because from the time the Brobbey Commission was set up,
advocating for creating of new regions.
from the time the Brobbey Commission was set up, the Volta region, were they aware?
They were with Ghana.
They
Hello.
start-
They were with Ghana. That is me.
Ghana was part of Ghana.
Let me come in here. When the commission was set up, yeah, everybody was aware of it,
Okay.
and they were supposed to come to the voter region, and what the voters were thinking was that the places that to go for their findings will be throughout the region, from the south to the north. But lo and what we heard was that it is only going to happen, apart from the regional capital, these findings is only going to happen in the enclave who are agitating for a new region.
Okay.
Which means that most of the votarians didn't take part in the discussion. Petitions were sent. Court cases were sent to court. Yeah, filed, because we realized that if we have a region and you want to separate us from our brothers, we should also have a say in it. We should also, but they were not given the opportunity.
Madam, please.
That is what
It
brought
is
the
not
whole
in the
problem.
Volta region alone. The Volta North, it is the Volta North.
I'm
people
talking
who
about the
voted.
voter region.
In the
Savannah.
Savannah,
Yeah.
it is the people of Savannah alone who voted.
Yeah.
In the Ahafo,
Yeah.
it's the Bono people who alone voted.
Yeah,
So
because
in the Volta
It's
region,
not
who
in the Volta
voted?
region
No,
alone
you see-
that they did
you
not
see-
allow the
you see, she asked.
the people,
No,
the places where the
Who voted for the Volta region?
Let's take
Okay,
it.
so they
So-
voted.
so the
You
question-
can't allow
Yeah.
certain voters to be part of
So the question we were saying was that if
come?
it is true that these people have petitioned the government for a new region,
Yes.
then why do we even go there for a referendum? Because obviously they'll vote for yes, isn't it?
They are the people.
So because they petition the government. So what is the necessity of wasting money for a referendum? You just have to take it out that okay.
You see?
But what happened is this. You see, by creating or
tighten the lips of the other part of the region. That is the bone of contention, because if anything at all, we can even negotiate. And then,
OT people?
Yes, all of us, we can, because now, what is happening now, they've brought some sort of hatred between the southerners and then the northerners.
Yeah.
If you are not in that region, you may not know. Because this referendum has brought a whole lot of problems. Because I could remember that before, people were even beaten, especially when they know that you are from the southern area. You are beaten and people are intimidated. All these things, you see now, because of this Facebook and these smartphones and so on.
Yes.
These things are all over the place. And even to the extent that people are even cursing. A chief was even cursing Southerners who will stand against the creation of OT region, which is uncalled for. Yeah, you understand?
And the other part too is that there are some people, like the people of Ahafo, they say they have to join OT region.
Yeah.
The people say they did not ask, they did not permit ask for a new region. They don't want to be part of the OT region. Now, when you are going to draw that boundary, and some people are inside that region who are saying that we don't want to be there, we want to be where we are. You know, it has already created a lot of confusion. If I really ask for a region, why should I say I don't want to be part of it?
Okay, so how do you intend this to be solved?
If I may come in,
Yes,
I may come in.
Yes, please.
The reason, what I will say is, the Volta region alone is not a state.
Okay.
It's because that section of the land is Transvolta Togoland.
Okay.
It's about half of Ghana is Transvolta Togoland. Almost half.
Really?
Almost.
It's
And it's very big.
It's not half.
It is Togoland. I'm saying Togoland. I'm saying Togoland. It is not Volta region. I'm saying Togoland.
Togoland.
Yes, it's Togoland.
So half of Ghana.
Half of Togoland. Yes, we joined them in this 1957. So if we can, we the voters.
Before that time, what were you?
We were Togolese, but we were British Togolese. We were British Togolese, and
They joined you guys.
yes, and they joined up when the British left. They joined us, the journalists, and they say, "You, the Togolese, you don't have money, you don't have gold, you don't have timber, diamond, so we will not develop your place." So they grab our land. That the river near Eastern region, they take our land. Yes. They put some at Eastern region where the dam is. Where the dam is Togolese land.
Okay.
So the northerners, this in Chumburu, the Gomba, Yendi, all these people, Nanumba and Zimbila, all these Gusheregu Karaga, all these people, they are Togolese. Even the land, the name called Ghana is language of the northern Togoland, that's Denye language, which means my land. So if we, the Evers, and some people will say, after 50 years, Ghana Union is not going where we want to separate. They take part of our OT, they take parts of our land as Eastern region, they take it and say, but if you have nothing, now they are going to the Volta Basin to take oil, and the people say, no, let's talk about it. No, we are bringing the Chinese right now to take the oil. You know, there's a lot of things. That is why we want to separate. It is not only Volta region who is not happy. It is our Togoland that is joined to Ghana.
All the Togoland.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
They want to separate.
In the world,
What are you doing
there
to
are
separate
systems,
them? Yeah.
The United Nations govern the whole world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a problem with where you are, we have the ICC. It's fortunately
Yes,
here
exactly.
in the Netherlands. You can go to the ICC and then put your case across. Yeah. It will be forwarded to the United Nations, and the UN will come in. Sahrawi Arab Republic. It used to be there near Morocco. Morocco has forcefully annexed the place. There was a referendum there, and then it went to the United Nations. It's still pending. So if you are in the Volta region of Ghana,
And you are not
which is being
comfortable.
administered by Ghana now,
Yes.
and you feel to Ghana, and you want Go, you are the chairman, you are here in the Netherlands. Go to the ICC at Den Haag and forward that to the United Nations. And then, if there should be a referendum for the Bulgarians to either secede to become a state.
But what he said is very right, because
Mr. Tachi,
you must go through the proper channel.
Mr. Tachi,
But don't use this referendum as an point of
Mr. Tachi, don't worry. You have made a point very well, it's clear, but you don't know what we are doing. There's no need for me to tell you on the procedure where we are.
Okay.
Maybe the government of Ghana is already aware of our steps. So I don't need to talk too much about it today. I talk about it a little bit today because it's in the process. And all we are asking for, we are not saying that we don't want to stay with Ghana anymore. What we are saying is that Western Togoland or British Togoland was in union with Gold Coast to make Ghana. And the United Nations, as you are saying, says that there should be a union agreement. So what we are asking for is, we want to see that agreement.
yeah.
And if we see the agreement and everything is fine with us, it's fine. When we need to review it, we review it. Look, when Kufuor came to power, Stolon started drilling oil in the Tano Basin. And when Atamils came, he said, oh, this agreement that you made was not very good. He reviewed it. When Mahama was in power, he made agreement with Ameri for electricity for Ghana. When Akufo-Addo came, they said, no, this agreement you made, it's not good. Let us review it. So what we are saying now is that there should be a union between Ghana and Togoland, British Togoland. The UN says, made a union agreement, a union constitution. We, the younger generation, our great-grandfathers, they did not leave it for us, because when they finished with that plebiscite, they chased them away. I was there, my grandfather has to run away and stay in Togo, the main Togo, the French Togo side. I was old before he came back. So when the referendum took place,
Yes.
they chased away those people who can talk about making agreement and putting things right. Now, after all these years, we are now realizing that the situation in which we are not comfortable with it. I think that we should separate from Ghana. But what I want to say is that when you make an agreement with somebody, when you are in union with somebody, and you are not comfortable, you look at that agreement again. If there is need for you to review it, let us review it. If there is none, let us write one. That is all we are saying. That's our point.
Okay, I want to understand something here.
Yeah.
Is it the Togolese people, is it the Togo people who are against this referendum, or those in the voter region? Because based on what my lady and Efoben is saying, they are saying Togo, 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 Togo. And the land in the voter region,
It's called Western Togoland.
Western Togoland land.
but when you go to the map of
50
Ghana,
years.
Yeah.
listen, when you go to the map of Ghana,
Yeah.
it's not Western Togoland, it's voter region.
No,
That is what I don't understand.
Yeah.
You understand? I don't understand.
You don't know the history. You don't know the
No, that is the history. But when you go to
Okay, because it's like you're giving another name.
For academic purposes, let me explain the whole thing.
Okay.
Once upon a time, there
Tell
was
us a story.
there was a country called the Togoland, which stretches from the present home to the Volta in the Volta region, Volta, the river Volta. You understand? From Benin to the Volta River. That's the stretch of the line.
Volta River is also part of that Togo.
Yeah, you understand? So all from that place, from the border with Benin until the Volta River, the whole land was called Togoland.
That is the lower part. And then from there, the down part
to the now Burkina Faso border.
Yes.
All those areas was called, and it was a country on its own, ruled by the Germans.
Okay.
which is Togo.
Which was Togo.
So now Ghana.
Listen,
taking over.
no, listen.
Wait, let him
Which
finish.
was
Okay.
so after the First World War,
Yeah.
Germany and the country was developed because it to have railway lines.
Yeah.
Because from Lomé to those areas.
And registration.
World War, Germany was defeated. So the French, they were ruling Benin, and then the English were ruling the Gold Coast.
Yes.
So they have to divide the booty, which is so they divided it into two.
Okay.
From top to down.
From top to down.
Yeah.
And then French, they gave one to the French. You understand? And the rest, that is the the Western Togoland.
Okay.
Now, French said, okay, for us, we cannot take care of that land. So they gave the independence. That is the present Togo.
Okay.
And the Western Togoland, they asked Gold Coast to negotiate with them.
Yes.
And then they have to be in union with Ghana and with Gold Coast then.
Yeah.
You see? So that union brought the Western Togoland to be part of Ghana. That is why
Was that
we
when
have.
they
That
changed
is why
them
we
to
have.
Volta then?
Although Volta region is at the eastern part of Ghana, it is not called the Eastern region. That's why we have the Eastern region, because the Eastern region was part of the Gold Coast.
Yes.
Are you getting my point? Then, so now the Western Togoland, first time it was called the Transvolta Togoland. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Look
same
at the
time.
map.
Yeah, they said it was called Transvolta Togoland.
Yeah, look at the map.
Yes. Until a certain point, when was
This is
that?
the new one.
When one of the royals from Britain came to Ghana, and then that day, at that time, you were supposed to go to Ho to open a daycare or something like that.
Yeah.
Togo, Eyademes Togo.
Yeah.
You don't see any Western Togoland issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's accepted by international geographical
Yes.
demarcation.
Doesn't show
Volta
Western
region is
land.
part of Ghana. It is the government of Ghana that has appointed a minister in the Volta region. It is the Ghana government that has appointed a police regional commander in the Volta region. So, as I speak, I am 2 years away from getting 70 years.
Yes. Yes.
I
There's no
haven't heard of
Togoland.
anything
Togoland.
Togoland or Western Togoland or anything until this referendum issue. Why for all
Kept quiet.
Nobody.
you are quiet
Thank
and
you.
you belong to Ghana as a Volta region?
Thank you.
So now the noise coming out of after this referendum to me is neither here nor there. If you have a case, like I have said, don't wait until this referendum before
No. This thing started
you
before
have to
the
be
referendum.
agitating.
No.
But on the quiet.
No, this thing started before.
Please let me
This
laugh.
thing started before the
NDC government.
Yeah.
Because you
I
had Jerry
remember.
Rawlings.
Yeah.
Jerry Rawlings
Madam, please.
was
When Rawlings was in power,
he should have.
there was a man who, I am sorry and unfortunately to say this, he died through terrorist attack, is Professor Awonu in the Central Africa country there. Professor Awonu started working out something as the Anglo state, stretching from the Volta region as far as to Benin, the Anglo state.
Yes.
But later on, Rawlings and Professor Awonu realized that what they are trying to advocate will bring serious consequences. Because in international law, we don't know we don't have Transvolta Togoland.
Nay.
We have Ghana and Togo, and there is a border. So, if today people of the Volta region
Want to go.
want
back
to secede or want to have their country as they claim, the only simple thing nations who order the plebiscite and I tell them no, we don't want to be part of Ghana.
Yeah.
We don't want to be part of Togo.
Yeah.
We want our own state. And then the United Nations will ask for a referendum for the whole Volta region from Oti to Qatar to decide whether they want their country, Western Togoland, or they want to be part of Ghana. And this will be solved as simple as that.
I think the panel is not understanding my point. My point is, all that you have said there, but I am telling you that I don't need to wash all my clothes in the past. I'm telling you that we are in the process. And we, as you are saying,
are there some things in the agreement you said signed? Are there some things that you know which you may?
That is what we are looking for. We are looking for that.
Because
agreement.
you said yeah. So do you know the content? Do you know the content of the agreement?
We are looking
what about
for the
if
agreement.
the agreement comes and it's not in?
It doesn't matter. We just want to see.
Or are there some?
We want to see.
Agreement. There is no agreement.
There is no agreement.
I don't know what to say. Because the United Nations says there should be a union agreement.
Nkrumah wants the whole Africa to be together. So when the British, that time, he wanted the whole Africa to be together.
So there's no agreement.
So the agreement.
I want to say, I don't want to, Apostle, I am saying that the United Nations says, country, this is a state, come together. There should be a union agreement. There should be a constitution, a union constitution. We grew up, so we are asking, produce that agreement for us to see. We have asked the United Nations. They said they don't have one in their archives. So we are asking Ghana, maybe they have it. Maybe they will show it to us.
But if they
don't have one, if they don't have one, then let us sit down and write one. Because we are a state union. So if we don't have one, we are not saying we are succeeding tomorrow. That is not our point. Our point is that let us have a look at the agreement and see how do we fit in, how do we come, how this marriage came about.
But in this whole thing, in this whole thing, I think you people started very late.
Very late.
And secondly, how long are you going to be dragging this? Because once this have been established, there's no turning back, you know. They will now begin to make provision for them.
It doesn't matter.
So that they can begin to grow.
It doesn't matter.
So if you now call me,
it is free.
And then you, there's a call. Hello, caller, please.
Hello?
Yes, please speak.
I hardly hear you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hello. Hello, Apostle Helen?
Yeah, please, can you speak?
And I'm following your intensive discussion. I'm wondering about is the following. What I hear, there's a lot of, let me put the noise up. Okay, I'm following you with interest. Interesting things, very serious. Togo is taken from, is getting. Sorry, forgive my English. Okay, Togo has somehow, the land of Togo has been more or less stolen. Say very plainly, stolen by France and German. So the white people have been messing up a lot with, the colonists have been messing up a lot with borders in Africa. So here is it out. I mean, I'm coming from Friesland. It's already 500 years occupied by the Holland people. But we found a peace deal. But we are still having our own culture, we are having our own language, etc. So if people are Togolese, you never can make them Ghanaian. That is how it is, because that is something that is the Lord God has made the borders. But here you are talking as well about the United Nations. I just want to say, be careful about the United Nations. They are messing up. We call them in Israel United Nothing. Look how they deal with Israel. So why should you let, again, these people who have been messing up with Africa out, why should you give them a vote again? That is what I want to say. I bless you all, and I don't think another state would not even work out very well. Let Togolese be Togolese.
Thank you.
And let Ghana admit that they did something wrong.
Thank you.
Wow, awesome. That's efficient.
The second issue
That's efficient.
about the
That's
creation
not
of
an
Ghana
African.
regions. Let's see the second option about the creation of the Ghana regions.
The question.
Yes, the second option.
Yeah, there were three issues that amounted to the topic of discussion. The creation, political,
Is it beneficial?
It is beneficial. Now, when you talk about something being beneficial, to me, the creation of the new 6 regions is beneficial to the indigenous people living in the new created regions. Yeah. It saves them the burden of always traveling from where they are to the regional capital business.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if the new 6 regions, which the previous government of the NDC said they were going to create 5, the present one said they're going to create 6, and they have created the 6. It is not about the number, but it is about the indigenous people and what they want for themselves. Fortunately, the Volta North, the Ahafo, the Savanna, nobody is division because they are in part of. But it is only the Volta that seems to be having problems coming up from this Trans-Volta Togoland issue. I don't think we should let this be a bone of contention between the Trans-Volta and Ghana. I only know of one Ghana with 10 regions, now 16. So if there are part or people, indigenous people, who it is their right to, nobody is actually arguing about that. The proper channel should be followed so that there will be peace and perfect tranquility of the Volta region.
Okay.
It is unfortunate that for years, that region has been deprived of development. Wait, let me learn. That region
has been there.
I work as a policeman at Srongbe and Yangui at Toko. As far as
Don't they have a regional minister or?
Nothing part of the Volta region has been neglected. I don't want to neglected, but there have been development. You see, they shouldn't let the creation of the new country be an issue. The issue should be that any government that comes to power, a priority to develop the region from the north to the south.
May I ask you, is there any reason why they refuse to develop them?
Yes. Yes, because yes, I'm answering for him because I was even about to say the same thing. The reason why I'm saying is, if you live with people who think where they are living is not for them, and if the rules and regulation there is not going to favor them, then they are going back to where they are coming from. Let's say yes, because if you listen to what
it's not for them.
Listen, if you listen to what our brother from Togo.
Is that a deliberate action?
Not for them.
Yeah, then that it means that Ghana have taken it from you and in favor. They alone to do whatever you want to do.
Oh, okay.
Because listen, madam,
so
Ghana,
this is not a deliberate action.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah, the reason why I said that is
the politicians. No, the truth. The truth is that they were deliberately oppressed.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't want them to be comfortable in Ghana. At the same time, you don't want them to go back to their own Togoland. So is it that you want them to be hanging?
With what I said.
So that's wrong.
With what I said is based on what they said right now, and I'm based to give them the answer. Because listen, this referendum was done in the northern, the eastern, and none of them. And as you are saying, these regions are in Ghana. It's only Togo, Volta, which is Togoland. You said. So if I were to be the government, this is what I'm going to treat you, because you've let me know that that place is not for me. So why do I develop what doesn't belong to me?
But why is it that for the past 60 years,
anything that is put on the table, you don't agree to it, you disagree to it. But this Ghana.
Wait.
Yes.
My dear.
Yes.
Fellow television host.
Yes.
Is it? You seem. Yeah. You seem to be very, very much aware of this whole thing.
No.
And then acting in pretense as if you don't know.
Yes.
No.
So because the way you spoke, for me, even as a foreigner,
Madam. Madam.
So where do you people want them to go?
Madam.
Madam,
Listen. It's Ghana. What I want them to understand.
You know what? Togo.
No difference.
We have water region.
Madam, the reason why I'm saying this is before we came to this studio, we were having a conversation outside. And one of our panelists made mention, even the name given to that part, OTT, is named from voter region. So they won't allow. We are taking the alarm from them. And Ahafo there was also saying that we are separating them from their brothers. Who are your brothers? We in Ghana.
Let me explain something. Let me explain something.
Is being divided.
Let me explain something.
You still live there with them.
Let me explain something.
Just like the development going there.
Let me explain something.
They are taking the development to their doorstep.
Okay, let me tell you something.
Voter North and Voter South to be something.
So you are just worried about the name?
No. Excuse me. Can I say something?
You see how they are talking?
Can I say something?
It's for them, so we have to give it to them.
Can I say
So you want
something?
to steal our land and
Can
grab
I
it
say
so you
something?
sit down.
Now you see where I'm coming from.
Can I come in?
It is rather unfortunate.
You say you
Instead
steal
of
our land.
discussing the creation of regions in Ghana, we have turned it to transborder Togoland issues.
Yes.
It shouldn't be the case now.
It's our land.
I want to say something short. Okay, I want to say something short. I want to say something short. I want to say something about, you made a comment about Togbe.
We are rounding up now, sir.
Togbe there, you said was talking about
This
the
thing is so
division
deep.
of the region, and later on he backed down.
Yeah.
Togbe there's statement was that it is in the constitution that if you want to create regions, that is shifting borders, all the people must vote. And that is what he said. And that they should look at the constitution concerned. The people, all of the people of the Volta region are concerned with the region. So all of them has to be part of the division. Now, the powerful people have to understand that, okay, we will go with the Oti region or we will stay with the Hokwe area. You see, all these things have to be taken into consideration by the region. That is why Togbe Afede says that when you want to shift borders, all the people involved must be part of it.
Fine.
And that is why after the referendum now, when you are creating your OT region, we are not going there.
Okay, now.
Well, here is where we are going to stop for today.
Basa, Nkwanta, Buem area, Jasika area, and then the Mbra area.
Yeah.
They are saying they want a regional capital for themselves, and that the name OT comes from the Volta that runs from that part into to join the main Volta. It's known as the OT River. That is how they are. You see, if we have an issue concerning regions, it should be an issue for the people living there and the benefits they are going to derive from.
The people have to agree to it first.
The people who have spoken now.
But the people of Ahafo said they did not ask for it.
Ahafo is who are the OT region.
They say they don't ask for it.
They can choose to go to go and do business. But that does not deprive the whole OT region from having the demarcation change.
That is why they said if you want to shift boundaries, you have to consult all the people.
Yeah. I think if this thing were to be done in a very peaceful way, I don't think we would have been discussing this issue here.
Because there are some people, they don't know their history.
Yeah, we don't have.
We are not talking about history. We are talking about Ghana.
Let
Oskeni, if things were to be done rightly, I don't think we would have been discussing this thing here.
It's because
it's because it's because from day one, what prevented the Brobbey Commission from going throughout the voter region, asking of opinion, before making that ultimate decision to make the referendum?
Let me just
listen.
Did they not, this Transvoter Togoland is
listen.
Was it presented to the Brobbey Commission?
Listen.
You were all quiet when the Brobbey Commission was sitting.
No. People were sending petitions.
Lawsuits.
People were sending petitions. Lawsuits.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Let me read their comment, please.
Okay.
So we have Godwin Bodo and another Prosper Amenyo. He said the secret behind this referendum is to destabilize the country in unionship with Ghana, which is the voter region, Western Togoland, and her people. So the other one says Western Togoland is a territory trusted in the hands of Ghana. So, Celestine Kreshi, Ghanaians always say Voltarians are not Ghanaians, which the government of Ghana is aware of. Why is it difficult for the government to let go Voltarian?
Thank you.
And then somebody say, great job, chairman. May you live long. So
the creation of a region does not lie in the mouth of one person.
At all.
That is no one person can decide I want this and it is taken.
There
is a process.
There is a process.
That is it. The process. The ICC is here.
What shows it has been corrupted? In Ghana, everything that comes out has been corrupted. So when are we going to be true to ourselves?
This referendum, oh my God.
Whether you like it or not, OT region is there to stay. You see?
No, it's not a big deal.
We don't care.
Well,
both the NDC and the NPP officials were all
if we can
together.
get Transvoter Togoland, OT and by everything.
This is where we are going to stop for today.
Thank you. It's been interesting, very interesting.
Thank you for having us.
I think we have to get about 2 hours for this. We have to prove to them that whether they like it or not, they are living in Ghana.
We are
talking about.
Well, we are still on. Please, let's. Well, I think this is very, very interesting.
We have a lot of
and we have a lot to learn. We have a lot to learn, more especially in this time of social media. But you see, I feel very discouraged that you could stay 50 to something years without voicing out and feeling that you are a stranger and you did nothing about it. And I kept shut his mouth. He has to say something. Maybe what he will say will change the situation.
No,
the
truth is that it's difficult for him to say something because he was ruling Ghana for long.
Leader of the whole Ghana.
And he did not do well. For his people.
Exactly.
So I don't see how he is come in now. It's his duty to do that, and he did not do it.
I can see your MCRS is also in support of what these Voltarians are saying, because I heard him saying, he has failed and that is why he's not saying anything. But, madam, my problem is whether OT region or voter region is still in Ghana. We are there to develop our country, Ghana.
Exactly.
So why are we now saying these people are taking our land, these people are giving names and it's about Ghana. Let's stop it.
Because since they have merged you to be in Ghana, if you never like the merging, since that time they want to do that, you would have
waited for 50 years. Now we are tired.
This is a very good point of argument. With enlightenment, with education, all of you people
there is always agitation.
The moment
because freedom of speech, I think 1986, right? And they did not want to say anything.
Till now. Well, that is it. That is it. That is the discussion. That is the discussion we've had today. Whether creation of these new Ghana regions was a political or real necessity. You've heard it all. In case you have more to say, please feel free to WhatsApp us and give us your take on this very topic. And we think it is not just over. We continue to discuss it until it gets to the necessary quarters. Is it UN? You want to go or ICC?
I don't need to talk about where we are going exactly, but we are in the process.
We are in the process.
Sir, do you also have what it takes to pull out from Ghana and be on your own?
We have.
Of course.
Okay.
We have the manpower and we have the resources.
At least we have our last
More.
Let's wait and
we
see.
have everything.
We have everything.
And
And they know we know.
Whichever way we'll find a solution.
You know what?
They know
Because of the
we
oil, the newly oil, and that's
you.
what they are doing this. Because of that, that's why they are doing this. Because he kept quiet for
All right,
years.
we say you are watching us. We say bye to you. We say bye to you. We hope to be with you again and again. But on more serious note,